ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरि ओम। सुमुखश्च एकदन्तश्च कपिलो गजकर्णकः लंबोदरश्च विकटो विघ्नराजो विनायकः धूमकेतुर्गणाध्यक्षः बालचन्द्रो गजाननः वक्रतुण्डः शूर्पकर्णो हेरम्बः स्कन्धपूर्वजः शुक्लाम्बरधरं विष्णुं शशिवर्णं चतुर्भुजं प्रसन्नवदनं ध्यायेत् सर्वविघ्नोपशान्तये यस्य द्विरदवक्त्राद्या पारिषद्या परस्ततं विघ्नं निघ्नन्ति सततं विश्वक्सेनं तमाश्रये गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुर्साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। सच्चिदानन्दरूपाय कृष्णाय अक्लिष्टकारिणे नमो वेदान्तवेद्याय गुरवे बुद्धिसाक्षिणे कृष्णद्वैपायनं व्यासं सर्वभूतहिते रतं वेदाब्ज भास्करं वन्दे समाधिनिलयं मुनिं नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत् जन्माद्यस्य यतः अन्वयात् इतरतश्च अर्थेषु अभिज्ञः स्वराट् तेने ब्रह्महृदायः आदिकवये मुह्यन्ति यत्सूरयः तेजोवारिमृदां यथा विनिमयो यत्र सर्गो मृषा धाम्ना स्वेन सदा निरस्तकुहकं सत्यं परं धीमहि धर्मः प्रोचिधकैतवोऽत्र परमो निर्मत्सराणां ततां वेद्यं वास्तवम् अत्र वस्तु शिवदं तापत्रयोन्मूलनम् श्रीमद्भागवते महामुनिकृते किं वा परैरीश्वरः सद्यो हृदि अवरुध्यतेः अत्र कृतिभिः शुश्रूषिभिः तत्क्षणात् निगमकल्पतरोर्गलितं फलं सुखमुखात् अमृतद्रवसंयुतं पिबत भागवतं रसमालयं मुहुरहो रसिकाः भुवि भावुकाः। With Swami's grace, let us continue. We are in slokams 43 and 44 in Adhyayam 25 in Skandham number 3. And the 43 and 44, just to read them again. Jnana Vairagya Yuktena Bhakti Yogena Yoginaha Kshemaya Padamolam Me Pravisanti Akuto Bhayam Yetavan Eva Loke Asmin Pumsam Nisreyasa Udayah Tivrena Bhakti Yogena Manaha Maya Arpitam Stiram Tivrena Bhakti Yogena Manaha Maya Arpitam Stiram. Right? So again very beautifully we are also correspondingly the same teaching being explained in bit by bit by the same Bhagavan when he came as Krishna Avataram and was teaching Arjuna. The truth is one and the same. There is no change in truth with time. Ekam Sat. The truth is only one. There is no new truth. There is no old truth. There is no edited truth. There is no revised truth. Nothing like that. Truth is only one. Ekam Sat. And that Sat, that Ekam, comes down and teaches us what it is. So it is the same message all throughout. So we were going through several slokams from Bhagavad Gita. Whatever I was prompted to share with you, I'm sharing with you. Before I go back to that and continue where we left off in last session, the summary of slokams 43 and 44 in Bhagavatam is the yogis to attain moksham with jnanam and vairagyam. Jnanam and vairagyam coupled with, together with jnanam and vairagyam, the bhakti yoga margam, they follow and attain my state where there is no fear. Okay, that is slokam 43. Then 44, in this world, for all the jivatmas, only with intense bhakti yogam, with that bhakti yogam, intense bhakti yogam that has been offered and surrendered, the mind that has been offered to me with intense bhakti yogam and being established in that offering to me with firmly established, that is the only pathway, that's the only beginning of attaining moksham. So let us go to slokam number 50. Okay, so this 54 we covered yesterday. From Bhagavad Gita, Adhyayam 18, 54, we covered. Well, we just go through that again. Swami describes what happens, to this bhakta with jnanam. We went through what jnanam is, with what vairagyam is, and then we are coupled with, together with this jnanam and vairagyam, then that love pours out unstoppably and single-pointedly, exclusively, totally, only to Bhagavan. So that he is nishthay, he is established in that. So Brahma Bhutaha Prasannatma na sochati na kankshati samaha sarveshu bhuteshu madbhaktim labate param. Brahma Bhutaha, one who is established in that nishthay, in the discipline, Prasannatma, with absolute clear mind, clarity, not only clear mind, pure mind. So that is the Atma Jyoti shining through it. There's nothing to obstruct it. Right? That mind na sochati, he doesn't grieve, na kankshati, he doesn't desire, sarveshu bhuteshu samaha, with all the bhutangal, all the beings, same one approach, one-mindedness. Madbhaktim param labate. Then with that, he attains this incomparable bhakti, the total exclusive love to me, he attains it. When that doesn't come immediately, it's a process. It's a process. So he says, labati, with that, samaha, sarvabhuteshu samaha, madbhaktim param labate. First thing is Brahma Bhutaha, with the mind established completely, totally, same thing what Kapila Muni says in Slokam 44, that is important. So that madbhaktim param bhaktim labate, he attains it. Now with that, what happens? Now I love Bhagavan. Then what does Bhagavan do? That love manifests itself. Do I know what that prema is? I don't. Right? So I have to pray to it. I have to worship it. I have to think about it. I have to invite it. I have to embrace it. I have to express my yearn for it. That is, yearning is very important. Then that prema manifests itself. In what way? Not in a form. Yes, could be in a form, but more than the form. It's a formless thing. It's an anubhavam, the experience. That's what Swami says in Slokam 55. Bhaktya mam abhijanati yavan yaha cha asmi tatpataha tataha mam tatpataha jnatva visate tat anantaram. Bhaktya mam abhijanati yavan yaha cha asmi tatpataha tato mam tatpataha jnatva visate tadanantaram. Yavan yaha cha asmi. Who am I? What is my nature? Who am I and what is my nature? Mam, me. Bhaktya, through this bhakti, tatpataha, in absolute truth. There is no guesswork, there is no speculation, there is no big advertisement, there is nothing. But the absolute truth. The truth of the satyam of the Atma Anubhavam, which cannot be put in words. And that is the truth. We know when we experience something internally, that is the truth. That tatpataha abhijanati, he experiences it. He knows it. Tataha, after that, mam tatpataha jnatva, knowing me in truth, knowing me as I am, without any other editing or adjectives or nothing, but knowing me for who I am or what I am. Then tadanantaram, very quickly, mam visate, he enters me, merges with me, sayujyam. These are the stages in which it happens. Swami himself describes how this happens. Bhaktya mam abhijanati yavan Yaschasmi tatpatah tato mam tatpatah jnatva visate tad anantaram. Now 56. Then what happens once he has entered me, has merged in me? Does it mean that he becomes everything comes to an end? No. He still continues to do all the activities that come his way in his life. This is a beauty thing. Prana doesn't have to leave me, right? And it still he does everything. And but absolutely changeless state that he has attained, like Ramana Maharishi, for example, right? Sarva karmani api sada kurvanaha mat vyapasrayah mat prasadat avapnoti sasvatam padam avyayam. Sasvatam padam. What is sasvatam in this world, sir? Everything is temporary. What is it that is permanent, right? You think, but sasvatam padam, that eternal, absolutely constant, changeless thing, that permanent thing, that avyayam, that is beyond the ability of the mind to conceive, you cannot imagine it. That he attains, apnoti. Sarva karmani api sada, in always, because life is nothing but kalakshepam, okay? And we have all heard the word katha kalakshepam, right? That means passing time listening to stories. But kalakshepam means passing time. That is all we all do. Each one of us, right from the most powerful person in the world to the weakest person, to the most rich person, to the poorest person, to the highest scholar, to a fool who has not studied anything. It doesn't matter. Whoever it is, not only human beings, everything, even an earthworm, all that is in creation, including stars, including planets, including the sun, everything is doing kalakshepam only. Nothing else. Passing time. That's all everything is doing. Now, in that process, I may say, yes, I managed this company, I did this, I did that. These are all irrelevant. Actually, they are also negligible, insignificant, not even worth talking about, seriously speaking. So, in that time, in passing time, we do so many actions come our way, each one of our life. Think, morning to night and night to morning, so many actions that we do. Right? Every activity, sada, always. Sarva karmani, all actions and activities, kurvanaha api, even though he is doing it. Who? This bhakta who's attained Sayujyam. Even though he is doing all the activities that come his way, mat vipasrayaha, having surrendered to me, having taken my protection, under my protection. We all know Bhagavan is protecting us. But do I really seek his protection? No, he is protecting me, but do I seek it? Do I have that faith in him that he will protect me? So come what may, I seek his protection. That's a sign of a true bhakta. Okay? So mat vipasrayaha, completely seeking with 100% faith, surrendered to the Bhagavan, but to mat prasadat, it's my grace. Not a dot moves without Rama's will. Not a leaf can fall. Not the distant star can shine without Rama's will. Please remember that. Very important. Okay? I mean, this is the truth. This is spoken by Rama himself. Okay? So, the mat prasadat, everything is Bhagavan's grace only. No, nothing more, nothing less. That is what happening. And all the things that we do in our life, all the things that happen to us or does not happen to us, doesn't matter. Right? Everything is Bhagavan's grace only. Mat prasadate, with his grace. Sasvatam, indestructible, eternal, permanent. Avyayam, changeless, does not change. Padam avapnoti, the place, the state, the awareness, the consciousness, the experience, the anubhavam, that state, avapnoti, he attains. Okay? It is not like going from point A to point B in the world. That's not the way we should think of it. It's a sphere of living, fear of not even living, it's a sphere of awareness, consciousness. Okay, right now my awareness is limited, right? But suppose I do spiritual activities and slowly the awareness expands and expands and expands, then I become aware of the whole universe itself and even beyond. Then one with Bhagavan himself. That state which changeless it is. Even the universe changes, constantly expanding, right? So the changeless state he attains. And there is avyayam. It is changeless, sasvatam, indestructible and permanent. That state he attained. Sarva karmani api sada kurvanaha mat vyapasrayaha. So this is important. Vyapasraya is very important. Surrender to me. He is doing all the actions. So what is that surrender? We're going to see. Okay. Every slokam is beautifully built. Okay. If you only pay attention, Swami is leading us by our hand, like we carrying holding the hand of a child and teaching the child how to walk. It's exactly like that. Mat vipasrayaha mat prasadat avapnoti sasvatam padam avyayam. Now, number 57. Now, mind is now focused on Bhagavan. All the actions are being done with the mind focused on Bhagavan. Then, all the actions are placed in me, delegated to me, kept in me, not only offered, completely the burden of action and burden of doing action and burden of the results, everything, the burden of doership, whatever it may be, is all completely delegated, placed in me, in Bhagavan. Then there is nothing superior, more supreme than me. With that thought process, with that mind focused on that, then he follows Buddhi Yogam and always keeping his chittam, his thought on me. And you do the same thing. Is what Krishna Bhagavan gives a command. He describes what a bhakta is up to that point. 57 gives a clear command to Arjuna. Do this Buddhi Yogam. What is the slokam we will go through, and then we'll take up a few other slokams to explain. Okay, because Bhagavan has taught all this earlier. Chetasa sarva karmani mayi sanyasya mat paraha Buddhi Yogam upasritya mat chittaha satatam bhava. Be like that, he tells Arjuna. That means to me. Since I'm hearing this, it is meant to me. It's not a story like Krishna is talking to Arjuna. Don't fall into the trap. Okay? If you hear that slokam, that means Swami is talking to you. Simple. Okay? It's a personal thing, so don't let it go any other way. Chetasa sarva karmani mayi sanyasya matparaha buddhi yogam upasritya mat chittaha satatam bhava. What are the do's here? What are the things? We say we attend a meeting in company and we take to-do list, right? That is to-do is here, very simply. What is the first to-do? The action. The Bhava Swami is instructing. So what is the first instruction? Chetasa sarva karmani mayi sanyasya. With your mind, place all the actions in me. Sanyasya, permanently, firmly. Matparaha, think of me as the most supreme. There is nothing superior or more supreme than me. I'm the final one. With that, Buddhi Yogam upasritya. Hold on to this Buddhi Yogam. Take the shelter of this Buddhi Yogam. What is the Buddhi Yogam? We will see in a minute, okay? Because you started already. Mat chittaha satatam. Always think of me. Like that. So there are 4 do's he has given. Bhava, do it this way. Be like this. Bhava means be like this. May you become like this. Okay, we bless like this. But here Bhava means be like this. It's a command. It's a to-do. So 4 to-dos he has given. Right? Chetasa sarva karmani mayi sanyasya. Second is mat paraha. Third is buddhi yogam upasritya. Fourth is mat chittaha param. So I hope it's very clear. So now, because this is so important to understand what is the final command, so again repetition, Swami is going to repeat it. So we have to understand this very carefully before we move forward. So what is this Chetasa Sarva Karmani Mayi Sanyasya? What does this mean? So Swami, we say Karma Palatyagam and all that. How to do it? Right? Okay. Now look to Adhyayam 3, Slokam number 30. 30. We may have covered that earlier, I'm not sure, but it is now very important to revisit this. It's like reviewing the lessons taught. Okay. Mayi sarvani karmani sanyasya adhyatma chetasa nirasir nirmamo bhutva yudhyasva nivigadat jvaraha. That is the very first to do in what Swami says in Slokam 57 in Adhyayam 18. Very first thing is when he says, place all your actions in me, sanyasya mayi sarvani karmani sanyasya adhyatma chetasa nirasir nirmamo bhutva yudhyasva vigadat jvaraha. What does this mean? Very simply, very practical to understand, because first of all, realize, acknowledge and accept that each one of us, you, me, everybody is nothing but a working machine. A machine that does work. That's all. If you look at it that way, so that you understand it. That's why Dharma Kshetre, Kurukshetre, the way Bhagavad Gita begins like that. Okay? This body is a Dharma Kshetram, it's also a Kurukshetra. It's a field of activity. It's an instrument and a space and a state of activities. So all the actions, how do I do it? Mayi sarvani karmani mayi sanyasya. All the actions you do, you place that in me. Firmly delegate that burden of doing the actions to me. That does not mean you sit quietly. You cannot sit quietly, but mentally. Adhyatma chetasa, very important. With your mind thinking of me, do all your actions and then offer them to me. Place them in me. You understand? I still have to perform the action of an instrument. Like the way you take a knife, you cut a vegetable. And if the knife thinks that, okay, the vegetable will cut by itself, it doesn't work. Swami has given me the piece of work in order to, only one reason the work comes my way is to purify my mind. My mind gets purified when I think of Bhagavan. No other way it can be purified. So, every work, Adhyatma Chetasa, think of the indweller, think of my favorite form of Bhagavan, and offer that work to him. All actions, sarvani karmani, including cleaning the bathroom. Okay, seriously, anything we do, don't hold back anything, offer that to him. Okay, if I happen to say a lie, for example, which is prohibited, offer that to him. Don't hesitate. Any feeling of guilt, feeling of mistakes, whatever achievements, accomplishments, doesn't matter. All sarvani karmani, adhyatma chetasa mayi sanyasya. Okay? Now how do I do this, Swami? Nirmamo nirahamkaraha. Swami, this is not mine. This is your action. I'm just an instrument. And nirahamkaraha, without any sense of pride and ownership or a possessiveness, offer that. Keep on practicing it. Then bhutva, like that, yudhyasva, you say the word yuddham. It's a battle. Every action that I get in life is a battle against the 6 enemies I have. Very simple. Every action, it is whether I'm fighting desire, kamam, krodham, moham, madam, lobham, matsaryam, whatever those 6 enemies, every action, my thought, my word, my action, all the 3, every single one of them is a battle against these 6 enemies. So, engage in that battle. Purify your mind. Think, place everything to me without feeling of mine or sense of ownership. I feel guilty. I feel the lie. You should not say, oh, it is my lie. Don't hold that back. Nirmamo. Okay? Offer that. Don't hold back. Nirahamkaraha. I achieved something. I sang well. I spoke well. I made $1 million today. Whatever it may be, I got promoted. No. Nirahamkaraha. No sense of pride. Offer that to me. Okay, very important. Every single thing is that you just said. Vigada jvaraha, without mental agitation, without getting agitated about it. Jvaram is nothing but temperature, fever, we call it, right? In jvaram is the word we use colloquially. Where does the temperature come from? Only through agitation. Agitations are in the mind, so that's why mind is restless and peaceless. Vigada jvaraha, without any mental agitation, calmly, peacefully, totally offer all actions to me. This is karma pala tyagam. Okay, this is how karma pala tyagam should be done. Okay, now let's go back to slokam 57 in adhyayam 18. The second thing, mat paraha, consider me as the most supreme. We will take that up now, and that our time will be up after that. We'll continue to that. Now, mat paraha, look at slokam number 55 in adhyayam 11, for example. What does Swami say here? Mat karmakrit, mat paramo, mat bhaktaha, sangha varjitaha, nirvairaha sarvabhuteshu, yaha saha mameti pandava. He attains me, Pandava. Who is this? Mat karmakrit, which we saw, all actions as mine and offering them to me. That mat paramo, considering me as a supreme, as my agent, do all the activities. Right? Then mat bhaktaha, that comes, same message. So, number 2 is, when mayi sarvani karmani sanyasya, means, Swami, there is nobody else above you. You are the Supreme Lord. Offer that. With that feeling of worship, it must come. And the third one, buddhi yogam upasritya. That we will take up with Swami's grace tomorrow. Then mat chittaha satatam. That also will continue. And then the final summary from Bhagavan will come. With that, hopefully, your slokams 43 and 44 in Srimad Bhagavatam, Adhyayam 25, Skandam 3, well, hopefully that will become a little bit more clear. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Hari Om Samastalokaha Sukhino Bhavantu Samastalokaha Sukhino Bhavantu Samastalokaha Sukhino Bhavantu. Om Santek Santek Santihi Hari Om.